Have you ever wondered who you really are beyond your name, your career, your family roles, or your social identity? Have you ever paused in the middle of your daily routine and suddenly asked, what am I actually doing with my life, and why? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me in this sacred space where we dive deep into the questions that truly matter. Today, we are going to explore something both simple and profound: the mystery of self-awareness. This isn't about philosophy. It's about reality. It's about you, your thoughts, your emotions, your soul. It's about discovering that the key to everything you're seeking in life is already within you. The journey of awakening doesn't begin in a monastery or a retreat in the mountains. It begins the moment you dare to turn inward and ask, who am I? Not as a surface-level identity, not your job title, your nationality, or your history, but the deeper self, the silent witness, the essence that remains even when everything else is stripped away. This question, who am I, has been the root of every spiritual path, every meditation, every journey into truth. But we often avoid it, because it threatens everything we think we knew. Because the self we believe in is actually a collection of borrowed stories, second-hand beliefs, and cultural conditioning. And to question it feels like death. But it's not death, it's liberation. Let me share a story. There was once a man who had spent years studying scriptures, practicing rituals, and seeking enlightenment from teacher after teacher. Still, he felt restless. One day, he traveled to a hermitage in the mountains to meet a teacher known for speaking very little but seeing very deeply. He bowed and asked, "Master, what must I do to find the truth?" The teacher looked him in the eyes and said, "Know yourself." The man was surprised. "I know myself. My name is Rachin. I'm a seeker. Studied this and that. I've traveled here to learn from you." The teacher simply shook his head. "Do you know your name? You know your story, but you do not yet know yourself." The man spent the next few days in silence, walking among the trees, sitting in meditation, letting the teacher's words echo in his mind. "You do not yet know yourself." He began to peel back the layers. First, the external ones, his appearance, his social roles, his possessions, and the internal, his beliefs, his habits, even his desires. Each time he asked, "Is this me?" And each time, the answer came back, "No, this too passes, this too changes." Until one day, in the deep silence of the night, he felt something still, vast, and wordless inside him. Something that didn't come and go, something that simply was. He returned to the teacher, bowed low, and said, "Now I understand." The teacher smiled. "Now your journey begins." You see, knowing yourself is not the end of the path. It is the beginning. Because only when you know what you are not, can you begin to live from what you truly are. You are not your thoughts. They come and go. You are not your emotions. They rise and fall. You are not your body. It ages, it changes, it eventually returns to dust. You are not your past. It's gone. You are not your future. It hasn't arrived. What you are is this moment, your awareness, presence, the silent witness behind the experience. And here's the miracle. When you live from that place, life transforms. You stop reacting. You start responding. You stop grasping. You start accepting. You stop seeking. You start being. Imagine how different your relationships would be if you were no longer triggered by ego. Imagine how different your work would feel if it wasn't about proving your worth. Imagine how free you'd be if you no longer needed to uphold an image. This is what knowing yourself gives you. Not new beliefs, but freedom from all beliefs. Not more control, but surrender to life as it is. Not safety in the world, but a deep, unshakable safety within. But here's the truth most people miss. Self-awareness requires brutal honesty. You have to be willing to look at the parts of yourself you'd rather avoid. The jealousy, the fear, the control, the need for approval, the shame. Not to judge them, but to see them clearly. Because what you see, you can heal. What you own, you can transform. But what you deny will control you forever. So how do you begin? Start by creating silence, not just outer silence, but inner stillness. Put down your phone, step away from mice, sit, race, surf. Notice your thoughts without getting lost in them. Notice your emotions without becoming them. Notice your body without identifying with it. This is the beginning of knowing yourself. And from there, ask the question, who is noticing all this? Not to find an answer, but to fall into the mystery. Because that mystery is where your freedom lies. Let me share another story. This one of a woman named Elisa. She had built a successful career. She had a beautiful family. He volunteered on weekends. Everyone admired her, but deep inside, she felt hollow. He couldn't understand why. Nothing was wrong, and yet, she wasn't at peace. One evening, during a meditation retreat, the teacher asked the group, "What part of you is watching your breath?" Something clicked. She realized she had never actually stopped to ask that. Her whole life had been action, doing, fixing, helping, managing. At night, she stayed up staring at the stars, tears rolling down her face. "I don't know who I am," she whispered. That was the moment her real life began. Over the next few years, she made no dramatic changes, but everything changed. She slowed down. He listened more. She began responding from presence, not performance. He said to her friend, "For the first time, I feel like I'm truly living, not just surviving." That's the power of knowing yourself. Not through analysis, not through personality tests or labels, but through direct experience, through presence, through silence. You don't have to go to a mountain or leave your job. You can begin wherever you are, right here, right now. So, pause. Take a breath. Feel the air enter your body. Feel your chest rise and fall. Listen to the sounds around you. Notice the thoughts passing by. And ask who is aware of all this. Don't answer with your mind. Let the question take you inward. Let it guide you beyond concepts, beyond identity, into being. That is the doorway. And once you step through, you'll see life not as something happening to you, but as something happening through you. You'll stop seeking yourself in things, people, achievements, and start resting in the unshakable presence that you are. Thank you for walking this journey with me today. If something resonated with you, if something opened inside you, I invite you to share in the comments. What does knowing yourself mean to you? Have you had moments where you felt you were more than your name, more than your role? Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and consider becoming a member to support this sacred space of inner exploration and shared awakening. Until next time, stay present, stay curious, and stay true to the mystery within you. Thank you for watching this video.